Hey everybody, it is me, Chasey Poo, and today I am joined by my beautiful partner, Sierra.
Hey.
Today, we're going to be talking about sex. And I seem to be talking a lot about sex just to plug my new podcast into this video. I have a podcast with Mike called We Don't Have a Prostate. Links in the description below. But before we even get into the topic of sex between us, this video is sponsored by Adam and Eve. If you go to adamandeve.com and use the discount code
Chase,
you get 50% off any single item, free shipping to US and Canada, and 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Guaranteed pleasure. So bless, thank you so much Adam and Eve for sponsoring this video. Really excited because when we originally had talked about getting Adam and Eve to sponsor a video and talk about sex, like what could we talk about? And then she had the brilliant idea, that didn't look brilliant, but it was.
Thank you.
To post online and ask for questions.
Yeah, we got a lot of really insightful questions, a lot of really good feedback, so that kind of got us thinking about what our first topic could be. So we figured just talking about the first time we had sex would actually answer some of those questions and then kind of help initiate the conversation for maybe more questions later.
Yeah. Yeah, because a lot of the questions were, how do you talk to the partner before you have sex? What about random hookups? What if you don't know the person well? It does make more sense to start with our story, our first time, because then we can make more Q&A videos in the future, and then you, from watching this video, can put questions. You put questions in the comments below. I'm excited! I don't think anybody's ever actually heard our entire first time story.
No, probably not.
Only
maybe
me and you.
Or maybe Mike and Christine.
Oh yeah, Mike and
Yeah.
Christine.
Yeah.
They know. We tell them everything. So do you want to start off? Do you want to talk about how we met? If you don't know how we met and how our relationship started, we have a video on that too, but this is more sex.
So we were long distance talking for a while, and then it was your idea to be like, well, let's see where this goes, so maybe we should meet each other in person. We had met a couple times at a talk and stuff more casually, but then we were like, well, let's have a date night and we'll meet. And the date itself was really fun and pretty.
It
That
was.
my favorite.
That was so cute. We went to see Book of Mormon in New York. That was such a good show. I just know that I was really nervous when you came to pick me up at the bus station, and then we went into the hotel. And listen, it was like I'm not going to bring anything because this is not a sex vacation. It's just getting to know each other and seeing if there's anything. However, just in case, I didn't want Dysphoria to slap me in the face, so I might have brought a peen or two. And I'm glad I did. So before the show, we were in bed watching TV. Do you remember what we were watching?
Was it 90 Day?
It was Catfish!
Oh. And we did have conversations before we had sex. Probably could have had more conversations, but we were trying to figure out what felt comfortable and what boundaries felt comfortable, and kind of taking things. We initially tried to take things a little bit slower.
Initially tried.
But it is important to have certain conversations before having sex to make sure that you're both comfortable. So I think that could be important to talk about.
So here's the thing. I'm glad we're making this video together, and I'm not telling this story alone because I actually don't remember any conversations that we had before sex. If we talked about what I'm comfortable with, what you're comfortable with, what we would do, I literally don't remember, but I just knew that you knew that I also like to get fucked. But I don't remember having that conversation.
So I guess because you're already so open about sex online, maybe I already knew a lot of those things, so some conversations we bypassed a little bit.
Right, but we did talk about it because I didn't want to just jump on you and kiss you, and you don't like that. So we did definitely talk about what she's comfortable with, her body to be touched by me. And then
Yes.
Did you get excited because there's a dog across the street?
Well, also because I remember at one point, this was not that time, but you had your arm around me and you're like, I'm not used to touching someone with a chest, so I don't know where to put my hand. So you're like, I don't know if this is okay.
Right,
That was
because
cute.
at that time, I was doing men a lot.
I do remember we were having a conversation, because we talked on the phone a lot before.
We did
met.
actually, yes.
And I remember at one point we were talking about maybe sex positions, and I said something like, it doesn't necessarily matter which parts are where, it's just being with the person, and certain things don't have to be a masculine or a feminine type of way to have sex. It's just like whatever feels good for you. So like who's on top of who doesn't necessarily
the man's on top of the woman. Right.
I remember saying something like that. So just implying that the gendered roles don't have to necessarily be what we are doing in the bedroom.
Yes, I actually remember this conversation, and I think that that's what made me feel so comfortable, because usually when I hook up with people, like, randomly from, like, Grindr or Scruff or whatever, I talk to them online, and I talk about what I want and what I'm comfortable with, but I never really truly 100% feel okay. And then when I met Sierra and we started talking, I was like, how are you cis? And like, so okay. Like, it doesn't matter if you're on top of me fucking me, or if I'm doing you, or if you want to do me in the butt. Like, you were just so open, and you even said things like, if you ever planned on having bottom surgery, then that wouldn't be a problem at all, because then it'd be more things to explore. Like, more fun to have in the bedroom to figure things out. And that made me feel so fucking safe and so secure, because the partners that I had in the past were kind of like, don't have phalloplasty, and I was like, I don't know if I want bottom surgery or not, but I felt like they were telling me what to do, whereas you were like, do whatever you want to do, I'll support you, and we'll play.
Yeah, I think that's important as far as establishing boundaries and finding balance, not necessarily always related to sex, but in general in a relationship, to know what you're comfortable with and to make sure that that person's comfort is also a priority.
I want to talk about our first time.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're on the bed and we're kissing. And I'm nervous because I know what you like, but I've never done you before, and you've never touched me and done me, so maybe you know things about my body because you watch my videos, but I don't know anything about you and what you like, except the things that we had talked about previously, which was really not much, because we didn't know where this was going. We were going on this date to see if there was anything here emotionally. Well, there was, and sexually. So we're on the bed, and I remember kissing you, and then going down and kissing your body, so soft. And then getting to your undies and saying, is this okay? And that's something that I want to reiterate that I did for like the first 8 months of our relationship. Anytime we would do anything related to sex, I would say, is this okay? Because I wanted to make sure that, yeah, sure, I'm comfortable, whatever, but are you comfortable? I don't want to do anything that makes you uncomfortable. Like, if you're not okay with it, then we don't do it. It's not the end of the world. So I remember saying, is this okay? And you were like, I don't know, you choose. And I was like, I don't know. Anyways, I chose to take off the underwear, and there it went. And so here's the thing that I really want to talk about in this video also, because it surprised me. At first, I thought that me wearing because at the time I only had like the strap-on, the jock harness with, I don't remember what peen it was.
Something small.
Let's say the Mustang. And apparently I wasn't exuding big dick energy. Jesus. So I thought that me wearing it would be fine, but when she was gonna wear it, that I would be so dysphoric. And it actually didn't happen like that. The opposite happened. And that mess, still to this day, I'm like, when you put it on, it was great. I was like, fuck yeah. I can't wait for this. This is so great. A woman that's hot like this is gonna fuck me, and it's gonna... Oh, I was so excited. But then when I put on the strap-on and the peen, I was so uncomfortable. I wanted to, like, rip my skin off. And here's the thing. I didn't tell her.
Which is something that we talk about now, that, you know, we don't know each other enough to kind of know when, like, you're maybe giving off signs that you're not comfortable, and to be able to feel comfortable in the moment saying, I need to stop right now, or like, this is something that I can't, you know, do in this way right now. Because there might be things, and this is important to note, something that you were comfortable with one day doesn't mean that you're going to be comfortable with it again. So I think that's important to always be able to, like, check in with your partner.
Yeah, I think that's why I asked you all a lot. Like, when I say, like, 50 times during every time, which I guess could become annoying, but I just wanted to make sure that everything I was doing you were okay with. Just because, like, the start of the relationship was just so, like, secret. We didn't really tell anybody about our relationship, and I didn't know what any of this was gonna like, I didn't know what was gonna... You live in the States, I live in Canada. Like, are we even gonna pursue this? Is this just gonna be a sex thing? well, obviously it turned into something else. I just wanted to make sure that everything was okay. And I think that even though it's annoying, it was necessary for me to do, to make myself feel better and to make sure that you were comfortable.
Yeah, I don't think that it's annoying. Like, I wasn't annoyed, and I'm sorry that you feel annoying, but I think it's, like, comforting to check in. It's responsible and...
respectful.
Yeah, it's respectful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't know. You're looking for a word here.
I am.
So if I'm honest, the first time we had sex, it wasn't super enjoyable for me. I think I was too anxious. However, because of the emotional connection that we had, it didn't matter because it was so much better than any of the other experiences that I had because the brain was there.
For me, it was really exciting. It was like fun, and it was just like nice to like be where we were in New York and like enjoy that whole weekend. So like the whole experience was really fun for me, and it was nice like getting to know you a little bit more and kind of figuring out like what we're doing in general. I did feel a little bit nervous putting on the harness for the first time because I'd never done that before.
Oh, right. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt
Yeah.
you, baby, but we forgot to tell people your previous life before me.
Yes. Whole nother world out there.
Yes. She had never been with a trans person before. Only been with one other person, a cis man. Yeah.
So I think that we were both a little bit nervous because of that for different reasons.
Oh yeah, I thought like you would compare this experience because I'm not cis, but that's definitely a different video.
Yeah. And then I had never like penetrated someone before, so I don't really know what I'm doing, right? I'm not a big person to like watch porn, so I really don't know what I'm doing. So I need a lot of like direction to figure out like what felt comfortable for you, because I don't really know how to maneuver a phallic thing in a way to make it feel comfortable, right?
Right.
So...
But we talked a lot during sex because I would say, no, I don't like that, or move that there. And I felt so comfortable being able to do that because of the conversations that we had had before. Even if they weren't all conversations about sex, we talked a lot about how we felt and like experiences, and I just felt a real good connection with you. So this is more like sex with someone that you have a connection with for the first time. I definitely have experiences with sex that you don't have a connection with, and it's just like an in and out, whatever.
I think it's important to kind of like just check in a little bit about some of the topics we talked about before we had sex. So like, did you do testing for STDs before we had sex? We both knew our status. We both talked about what we feel comfortable naming body parts and like what wasn't comfortable, and like certain sexual acts, like what names weren't comfortable on that end. I don't know if we did this right away, but we did think about having like a safe word. Is that the right word?
I'm sorry,
Which we never use.
We never use, but we have one.
Yeah.
It's just, I love it.
Yeah.
We've used it a couple of times as a, like, like I don't want to do that.
In other situations, yeah.
So even though it didn't feel like we had talked a lot when we were having sex, we actually did. So the conversations that we had were like a preface and like kind of molded how the evening would unfold. And I'm really glad that we did have those conversations because I hadn't felt like that with other people before. Even talking to them a little bit before just still wasn't the same. You have such an open mind, and like you're so like, you're trans, who cares? But like, I care, but like it doesn't matter, but like it matters, but not really. You know what I'm saying? You know exactly what I'm saying, right? And that made me feel good because it's not like I have to hide that I'm trans, and I don't have to be overly trans. You're not like a chaser, and you're not like, don't want to tell anybody I'm trans, because you told your entire family. Well, I mean, you tell he's trans, like with my permission, that your partner is trans, like that, and I'm fine with that. I want to be in a relationship with a family that knows I'm trans. I don't want to hide myself. I want to have a rainbow flag and a trans flag right outside of our house to showcase our gayness to the world, you know?
I don't know if we should add this. I was thinking learning about your partner and like what their perspective is on things related to sex and bodies can be helpful before having sex. I remember we had a conversation about how the genitals you have are different from genitals that I've had sex with before. So I said something like, well, I can't say I'm attracted to any particular genital. Like, they're all the same stuff, just mixed up, and they're all goofy looking.
Goofy looking, that's what you
everything's
said.
Goofy looking. Like, you know, like, what's the difference?
Right.
So I guess having some lightheartedness
Yes.
in and not like it doesn't have to be like a serious, intense conversation all the time, and just kind of making light of some stuff can help us anyway.
I think especially for me because I don't take anything seriously, and when there's some things I need to joke about it, so that like goofy parts made me feel really good because it's like you're a nurse, right? So you've seen all different body parts your whole life, so it's like medical but also goofy in a sex way. Like it just made me feel better that you literally were like, I don't, whatever you got down there, we'll work with it. I love you.
I love you.
You're so good. There are some good sis out there.
A few.
A few good sis. Alright, thank you so much for watching this video. Again, this video was sponsored by Adam and Eve. Go to adamandeve.com and use the discount code.
Jeez.
You get 50% off any single item, free shipping US, Canada, and satisfaction. Pleasure guaranteed. Thank you so much, baby, for coming into this video. And I hope that we get to do more sex-related videos, especially Q&As, because so many good questions that we need to answer. But we just wanted to start off with our first time.
Yep.
Love you.
Bye.